All right, picture this. It's early Friday morning, the driveway is bathed in this crisp dawn light, and the tailgate of our 4x4 is just wide open. We are in full-blown expedition prep mode. Honestly, there is absolutely nothing quite like the anticipation of packing up your rig for a remote getaway. Today, in this explainer, we're gearing up for an epic overland journey down to the Land Rover Weekend in the stunning Dorset countryside. But getting there, and more importantly, actually thriving once we're off the grid, well, that requires the right mindset and, crucially, the right kit.
Because out there, kicking up dust on some remote trail, the wild is undeniably beautiful. But let me tell you, it is also completely unforgiving. You really can't just wing it when you leave the tarmac behind. So think of this as your hands-on ultimate field guide. We are going to cover exactly how to pack your vehicle, how to survive the elements, and how to master the off-road terrains that stand between you and your destination. Okay, let's dive into this. We have a very clear, structured flight plan for our expedition today before we actually hit the dirt. First up, our immediate destination, the Dorset Festival. Then we'll run through the essential expedition camp kit. After that, we'll lock in the golden rules of off-roading, move right into mastering specific off-road terrains, and finally, look at some ultimate remote escapes to fuel your future travel plans. Section 1. Next stop, Dorset Festival. Our immediate coordinates are set for the rugged and stunning Compton Abbas Airfield. Taking place on June 27th and 28th, this two-day event is just a pure celebration of the overland lifestyle. Just imagine rolling up to this airfield set high in the Blackmore Vale and being greeted by a massive display of vehicles, everything from beautifully restored classic Series 1s right through to fully kitted modern Defenders. And oh man, you can literally smell the rich, slow-cooked meat from the Lore of the Sky barbecue, which actually boasts the UK's largest smoker. As we wander the paddock, swapping stories with fellow enthusiasts, we'll check out working fire response vehicles, watch Simon the Traveling Blacksmith fire up his mobile Nowhere Forge, and maybe, just maybe, unwind in the steamy Pheasant mobile sauna. Keeping it all running smoothly are the incredible folks from Servon, an international emergency response team acting as our guest hosts and marshals. Section 2. Essential Expedition Camp Kit. Before we can enjoy that amazing barbecue, we need to methodically pack our rig. Let's start with your living quarters. Wild camping absolutely does not mean you have to sacrifice supreme comfort. Our setup is anchored by a Howling Moon roof tent and awning. Just because your bed is on the roof doesn't mean you're roughing it. We are talking a queen-size mattress up there, complete with plush bedding and extra blankets. Down on the ground, you need your reliable basics: a folding table, comfortable camp chairs, microfiber bath towels. And for true off-grid independence, a bivy loo with a privacy cubicle. Because, let's be real, roughing it shouldn't apply to absolutely everything. This gear literally turns any patch of dirt into a 5-star base camp in minutes. Next up, the cooking setup. I cannot emphasize this enough. Having a proper kitchen completely transforms the remote experience. Out in the wild, being able to fire up a Primus 2-burner stove for a hot meal or brew fresh espresso in a Bialetti coffee maker, total game changer. We're keeping our supplies fresh with a fridge/freezer and a Yeti cool box. And since we appreciate the finer details of expedition living, we're fully stocked with proper pots, pans, a premium front-runner knife set, Yeti mugs, and yes, even wine glasses. Because who says you can't have a little fine dining out in the dirt? To wrap up the loadout, we pack the gritty, practical tools you hope you never need but absolutely must carry: a folding shovel, an axe, a machete, and a comprehensive first aid kit. We also throw in Motorola walkie-talkies for spotting each other on those really tough trails. But hey, it's not all survival gear. We balance the rugged tools with some surprisingly tasteful add-ons, like a smokeless solo stove for the chilly evenings, and literally a portable pizza oven. I mean, why not, right? Now our rig is officially dialed in. Section 3. The Golden Rules. The 4x4 is meticulously packed, but before we turn that key, we have to review the fundamentals. These are the vital survival steps that act as your ultimate safety net out there. Step 1. Always tell someone where you're going and your estimated arrival time. If something goes wrong, people need to know where to start looking. Step 2. Know your limits and plan ahead. Study the maps, check the weather, figure out your escape routes. Step 3. Ensure you have way more than enough fuel. Getting stranded off-road with an empty tank is an absolute nightmare. And Step 4. Always carry a fully charged mobile phone, ideally with an in-car charger. Preparation is everything out here, folks. Now, what's really interesting here is understanding your vehicle's physical limits, specifically before you tackle a steep incline or a deep ditch.
Your approach angle tells you if your front bumper is going to smash into the obstacle first. Your departure angle tells you if your rear end, especially if you have a tow bar sticking out, will drag on the ground as you level out. Truly grasping these angles prevents you from snagging your rig on rough, uneven terrain. You also absolutely need to master your gearing. You basically have two main choices here. Low range is your best friend for methodical, crawling control over technical, treacherous ground. High range, on the flip side, is what you use when you need greater momentum and higher speeds for those long, open stretches of dirt or firm desert sand. Knowing exactly when to choose the right range is the absolute secret to maintaining your traction.
Section 4. Mastering off-road terrains. The gear is packed, the rules are set, the engine is humming. Let's hit the trail. But right before we hit that first obstacle, I want to anchor our core driving philosophy with this brilliant piece of advice from Ian Kitching, a global lead driving instructor. He says we must drive as slow as possible and as fast as necessary. This is all about balancing traction with momentum. You never want to rush in and break something, but you also can't go so agonizingly slow that you just bog down and get stuck. Think about the stark physical difference between deep, wet, heavily wooded mud ruts and dry, shifting desert sand. Treating these two very different surfaces the same way will absolutely get you stranded. So here are the specific mechanics. When you're dealing with mud, your tires need to cut through the muck to find the firmer ground below. You want to use a low-range second or third gear and, crucially, try to straddle deep ruts. That keeps your vehicle's lowest point clear of the ground and minimizes your environmental impact. Sand? Sand is the exact opposite. You do not want to cut through it. You want to float right on top of it. To do this, you must lower your tire pressure to a minimum of 15 psi, which creates a much wider surface area for the tire. Let's move along and see how this dynamic shifts when the temperature drops and the surface hardens. Now we are facing unforgiving, jagged rocks versus slick, totally unpredictable glacial ice. This sheer contrast in terrain dictates a massive difference in your gearing. For rocks, you want to be in low-range first gear, approaching at a deliberate, agonizingly slow crawl, quite literally stepping over the boulders. But on snow and ice, rolling at a crawl in first gear will just cause you to dig a hole and spin out. Instead, you use your grass, gravel, snow setting and select the highest gear possible for the conditions. This keeps the wheels rolling and uses steady momentum to carry you through without breaking traction. Eventually, on any good expedition, you will encounter water, and this requires absolute focus. First off, you must know your vehicle's weighting limits, typically between 50 and 90 centimeters. The physics of water weighting dictate that you drive in very slowly at first to avoid a massive splash into your engine bay. Then, you slowly build a gentle bow wave of momentum to push the water out of your way. And here is a crucial warning. Never, ever attempt to cross deep, fast-flowing streams. The current will sweep a 2-ton 4x4 away way faster than you might think. Section 5. Remote escapes. We've mastered the drive and arrived at Dorset, but keep that trail map handy. The most crucial point of all of this is that this gear unlocks the entire map. You can take your reg onto the ferry and seamlessly transition to the rugged, cliffside off-grid camping of Brittany in France. Or keep it local, heading east to the vast big skies and salt marshes of Norfolk. If you want dramatic elevation, point the compass north to the Peak District to catch an unbelievable sunrise over Mamtor. Or push all the way into the legendary Scottish Highlands to navigate the towering glens of the Isle of Skye. The gear is loaded. You understand the terrain. You have the skills to handle the wild safely and comfortably. So I leave you with this final provocative thought. Your rig is packed. The route is planned. Where will your next remote escape take you? It's time to stop dreaming, grab your keys, and start packing for your own beautifully structured off-road adventure.